Whether you're a seasoned grower or just starting out, we all make mistakes in the garden. I know I have. Gardening is a journey, and the most rewarding journeys are often filled with a few bumps along the way. Those wilting leaves or leggy seedlings, they're not failures, they're simply opportunities to learn and grow alongside your garden. Today, we're going to tackle those common gardening mistakes head-on. I'll share some simple tips and tricks I've picked up over the years that will help you avoid those pitfalls. So grab your trowels, folks, and let's get our hands dirty. Now let's talk about a mistake that even the most seasoned gardener has made at some point: overwatering. It's easy to think we're showering our plants with love by giving them a good drenching, but too much of a good thing can be detrimental. Imagine wearing a soaking wet coat all day. Not very comfortable, is it? That's what it's like for our plants when their roots are sitting in waterlogged soil. The roots need to breathe, and constantly soggy soil deprives them of the oxygen they need to thrive. You see, those roots are the lifeline of your plants, responsible for absorbing water and nutrients. When the soil is too wet, it creates an environment where harmful bacteria and fungi can thrive, leading to root rot and other problems. So how do we find that happy balance between parched and waterlogged? Well, it's all about checking the soil before you reach for the watering can. A simple finger test is all it takes. Push your finger about an inch into the soil. If it feels dry, then your plant will appreciate a good drink. If it feels damp, hold back on the watering and check again in a day or two. Now, remember that different plants have different watering needs. A thirsty tomato plant in a sunny spot will need more frequent watering than a drought-tolerant lavender plant. It's always a good idea to do a bit of research and find out the specific watering requirements for the plants you're growing. When you do water your plants, water deeply and less frequently. This encourages the roots to grow deeper into the soil, making them stronger and more resilient. And try to water at the base of the plant, avoiding splashing water on the leaves, as this can lead to fungal diseases. Finding the right balance is key to healthy, happy plants. Now, let's move on to another crucial aspect of gardening that often gets overlooked: the soil. It's easy to think of soil as just something to hold our plants upright, but it's so much more than that. It's a living ecosystem, teeming with beneficial organisms that play a vital role in plant health. Just like we need a nutritious diet to thrive, our plants rely on healthy soil to provide them with the essential nutrients they need to grow strong and vibrant. Imagine trying to enjoy a delicious meal on a wobbly, uneven table. It's not very pleasant, is it? That's what it's like for our plants when they're stuck in compacted, lifeless soil. Their roots can't spread out and access the nutrients and moisture they need. So, how do we create a welcoming environment for our plants' roots? Well, it all starts with good soil structure. Before you plant, take the time to loosen the soil with a garden fork or spade. This will improve drainage and aeration, allowing those roots to stretch out and explore their surroundings. And just like we need a balanced diet, our plants benefit from a variety of nutrients. Adding organic matter, like compost or well-rotted manure, is like giving your soil a vitamin boost. It improves soil structure, enhances drainage, and provides a slow-release source of essential nutrients for your plants. Different plants have different soil preferences. Some thrive in slightly acidic soil, while others prefer a more alkaline environment. It's worth doing a bit of research to find out what your plants prefer and adjust your soil accordingly. You can buy pH testing kits from most garden centers to check the acidity or alkalinity of your soil. Remember, healthy soil equals healthy plants. So give your soil some love and it will reward you with a bountiful harvest. Now let's talk about something that might seem counterintuitive when you're eager to fill your garden with an abundance of plants, giving them space to breathe. It's tempting to cram as many plants as possible into our beds and borders, thinking that more plants equal more flowers or a bigger harvest. But just like we need our personal space, plants need room to grow and thrive. Imagine being crammed into a crowded room with barely enough space to move. It wouldn't be very comfortable, would it? That's what it's like for our plants when they're competing for sunlight, water, and nutrients. When plants are too close together, they have to compete for resources, which can weaken them and make them more susceptible to pests and diseases. Their growth can become stunted, and they may not produce as many flowers or fruits. So, how do we find that happy balance between a lush and full garden and giving our plants the space they need? Well, it all starts with understanding the growth habit of each plant. Some plants, like courgettes, can grow into sprawling giants, while others, like lettuce, are content with a more compact space. Before you plant, take a look at the plant label or do a quick online search to find out the recommended spacing for your chosen plants. It might seem like you're leaving a lot of empty space at first, but trust me, those gaps will fill up quickly as your plants grow. And remember, spacing isn't just about horizontal space, it's about vertical space too. Taller plants can cast shade on shorter ones, so it's important to consider the mature height of your plants when planning your garden layout. Let's talk about another fundamental element for plant growth: sunlight. Just like we need sunlight to produce vitamin D, plants need sunlight for photosynthesis, the process that allows them to convert light energy into chemical energy to fuel their growth. However, just like we can get sunburned if we stay out in the sun for too long, some plants can suffer from too much direct sunlight. Imagine spending a day at the beach without any sunscreen. Not a pleasant experience, is it? That's what it's like for shade-loving plants when they are exposed to the full glare of the midday sun. Their leaves can get scorched, and they may wilt and struggle to thrive. On the other hand, some plants thrive in sunny spots and will sulk in the shadows if they don't get enough light. They may become leggy and weak, stretching towards the light, and their flowering and fruiting may be reduced. So how do we ensure that our plants are getting the right amount of sunlight? Well, it all starts with understanding the light requirements of each plant. When you're choosing plants for your garden, take note of their sunlight preferences. Most plant labels will tell you whether a plant prefers full sun, partial shade, or full shade. Full sun generally means 6 or more hours of direct sunlight per day, while partial shade means 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight, preferably in the morning or late afternoon. Full shade, on the other hand, means less than 4 hours of direct sunlight per day. Once you know the light requirements of your plants, you can choose the perfect spot for them in your garden. If you have a south-facing garden, it will receive the most sunlight throughout the day, making it ideal for sun-loving plants. Now let's tackle a gardening chore that no one particularly enjoys, but one that's essential for maintaining a healthy and thriving garden: weeding. Weeds, those persistent invaders that seem to pop up overnight, can be the bane of a gardener's existence. But while they might be annoying, it's important to remember that weeds are just plants growing in the wrong place. Imagine going to a dinner party and finding that an uninvited guest has eaten all the delicious food and taken the best seat in the house. That's what it's like for our cultivated plants when weeds are allowed to run rampant in the garden. They compete with our desired plants for water, nutrients, and sunlight, often outcompeting them and leaving them struggling to survive. But don't despair. Winning the weed war is achievable with a bit of knowledge and persistence. The key is to tackle weeds early on before they have a chance to establish themselves and spread their seeds. Regularly inspecting your garden and removing any weeds you spot will save you a lot of time and effort in the long run. Now, there are several methods for tackling weeds, each with its pros and cons. Hand weeding, while time-consuming, is an effective way to remove weeds from beds and borders, especially when they're young and their roots are still shallow. Simply grasp the weed at the base, close to the soil line, and gently pull it out, ensuring you remove as much of the root system as possible. For larger areas or more stubborn weeds, you might want to consider using a hoe. Hoeing is best done when the soil is dry, as this makes it easier to sever the weed stems from their roots. Simply slide the hoe just below the soil surface, cutting through the weed stems. Another effective method for suppressing weeds is mulching. Mulching involves applying a layer of organic material such as bark chippings, compost, or straw around your plants. Well, there you have it, a few common gardening mistakes and, more importantly, how to fix them. Remember, gardening is all about trial and error. Don't be afraid to experiment, to get things wrong, and to learn as you go. And here's the real secret sauce. Every thriving garden needs a generous sprinkle of love, and maybe a pep talk or two for those stubborn seedlings. So roll up those sleeves, get your hands gloriously dirty, and let your green thumb shine. Got a quirky garden hack or a tip that makes your plants do a happy dance? Share it with us using #Rhokins Homestead on your favorite social media. If you had fun and learned something new, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because the garden party is just getting started. Thanks for hanging out with me at Rhokins Homestead, your go-to spot for all things green and growing. Let's dig in and grow together. Happy gardening!